are going to make the best of Q4, having somebody that is going to hold you accountable is so important, because the best accountability buddies, the best accountability network and support system, they check in with you every single week. They know what you said you were going to do last week. They know if that's not the first time they've heard an excuse, and they make sure you do it, because they know that that is the only way that you are going to move forward, is by getting this stuff done. You are tuning into the Level Up Your Business show with Saskia and Tamzin of UpHub Mastermind.
Yay! Back again. Hello, everyone. It's been a while.
It has been a while. We are so excited to be back. How are you all?
It's so good to be back here on YouTube. It's so good to share our weekly show again. We needed a short break because summer holidays, big planning, big strategic plans. But now we're back again.
I know, so exciting. And we've had a blast, haven't we, Saskia? We've had so much fun. But we're not here to talk about how much fun we've had. We're going to
we're not here to talk about how much fun we've had. We'll do that in another video. We're going to talk about how much fun we're going to have in the next quarter.
Because can you believe it is Q4 of 2022 already?
It's so weird. Suddenly, a few weeks ago, there was still a huge heat wave here in the Netherlands, and it felt like summer. And now we're in the last sprint of this year. I mean,
yeah, like absolutely crazy. But also really exciting. I love autumn. Autumn is my favorite season.
Absolutely. And this is like this is the moment where people realize I've set myself goals for this year and I need to achieve them. And that's something we're seeing with the UpHub members as well. They're like, this is the last quarter. I want to make it count. We had summer holiday, we chilled. Now it's about having those last months before the end of the year, before the new year.
Absolutely. And I don't know about you, but I really want to smash 2022. I feel like we've achieved so much. And for anybody listening who's thinking, oh, I haven't achieved, you have achieved. I promise you, you will have achieved so much. But I just want to have a really, I want to say explosive 2020 Q4. What do you think?
Yeah, I want to have a wow at the end of the year. Be like, wow, that's amazing. I did this and did this and did this and did this. And it's just wow. And because of that, we decided that this episode will really focus on how to make this last quarter count, how to make this a wow quarter, right, Tamzin?
Absolutely. And we're going to give you some goodness. We've got lots of goodness to give away, haven't we, Saskia? Lots of goodness.
Absolutely. So let's get started. Now, for those who have been watching more often, you know that we have our CASH model. So everything that we do at UpHub is about community, accountability, strategy, and habits.
Yes.
And normally we present everything that we do in that order, but today is not such a day.
We think slightly differently because, doing things slightly differently just adds an element of fun in, doesn't it? And let's be honest, business has got to be fun. So we're going to shake things up a bit.
Absolutely. So we're going to start with strategy, because when a new quarter starts, the first thing we do in UpHub and the first thing that Tamzin and I do together is review our annual plan. At the beginning of this year, we set ourselves a vision, we set ourselves a mission, we created our annual goals, and it's so tempting. I don't know, Tamzin, if you've ever done this, but I know I've done this, that you make a beautiful annual plan and then you put it in the back of your closet,
Never to be seen until probably about December the 31st, when you're like, oh, I must get that out and see what I wrote down.
It gets this status of mythical creature, like unicorn, Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster, my annual plan.
And like a bit of a surprise. Oh, what did I put on there? What did I say I was going to do? I can't remember.
No. And then indeed at the end, in the next year, you think like, oh, I'm going to make an annual plan. And then you think, wait, I had an annual plan. Look, you dive through your layers and layers in your desk, and then you find that plan, and then you realize like, oh, what I'm saying here, that would be nice if I actually did that.
I know, right? It'd be nice if I actually had ticked all those things off that it was like I put a pin in something and then forgot about it. But so we're not going to let you forget about it, are
No,
we, Sam?
no. Because part of the strategy is actually checking in with that annual plan. So every quarter, beginning of a quarter, open up your annual plan. What is it? What are the goals that you've set yourself? What are the dreams you want to achieve this year? And how does that translate to this quarter and to the upcoming 12 or 13 weeks, depending how productive you are around Christmas? How weird is it that Christmas is already
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't mention the C word. I might break out into. I do get excited about Christmas. So no, we're not going to go there yet. We're not going to do a lot
We'll
of
have
work.
Christmas special later. That'll be fun. But check in with your annual plan, and also, are you on track with your goals? Are you a little bit behind? What was the reason for that? Is it something you didn't follow through upon, or something that just didn't turn out as great as it was, or that you expected that it would be?
Yeah, absolutely. Or maybe you pivoted. Maybe actually your business was going in one direction and then something changed. It needed to go in a different direction. Maybe you're in a different place today than you were at the beginning of the year, and that's okay. We can change, can't we, Saskia? We can pivot our annual plans.
Absolutely. I remember when 2 years ago, when I just started my business, Saskia Peters Coaching, which was back then was the startup suite. I had this whole annual plan, and then I got pregnant, and I was sick the whole time.
Yes,
And that
I
was
remember
my
that so
plan.
well. Oh
So
my
that's when I pivoted. But you don't need to get pregnant in order to pivot.
No.
But
Okay.
it could be a reason.
I know. Okay, so Saskia, so that's the S for strategy. So bringing out your annual plan, reviewing it, seeing where you're at with it, and then what do people do with it once they've done that?
Well, so you have your strategy again. You've checked in with your plan. What are you going to do for the next quarter? Now, I always say the strategy is your goal where you want to do. It's your destination, but your habits, your system for success that you employ daily, is your road towards that. It's your fuel to your car, so to speak. So I always also recommend check in with your habits. Are they still supporting your business goals and dreams? Is your morning routine still serving you? Do you wake up refreshed and active? Do you drink a glass of water when you get out of bed? Do you exercise in the morning? Or do you roll out of bed and just tune into the first episode of House of the Dragon of last night or something? Could be, someone who's guilty of that. Me.
I've never heard of this show. I feel like I might need to check it out.
Well, it's that's a whole different episode.
We'll do that another day.
But check in with your habits, because it's so easy to adopt a habit that's something nice to do, but that doesn't serve you or that doesn't give you a good feeling. I know I can I can spend way too much time on Instagram Reels, like especially it's so addicting sometimes, especially when you're bored or you have nothing to do or you should be doing and you don't want to do something, and you just end up in this loop of doom scrolling, and in the end I don't feel better because of it. So for me, one of the habits that I'm going to drop is spending hours and hours on Instagram Reels. Tamzin, do you have any habits you want to share that you're thinking, well, that's actually serving me, or it's something that I would like to change?
I think for me, so obviously it's no secret that both you and me, we have our own businesses and then we have UpHub together. And I really need to, in quarter four, I really need to conquer Instagram, conquer social media. Like it's something that I'm very open about this. I don't enjoy the social media side of, but I do appreciate that it's really important, especially, in our coaching and in masterminds, we want to help people. I want to help as many people as I can. So I need to conquer social media. So my habit is going to be posting for my bit. Obviously, we're posting for UpHub probably more frequently, but for my coaching business, I want to post 3 times a week on Instagram. That is a habit that I have to get into. But and Saskia's helped me do this under the the strategy and the habit, so the part of our cash model, that is actually having a let's plan our social media on a Monday. Let's plan rather than just throwing something out there because, oh gosh, I've got to put something on Instagram. Let's actually have a plan. So we now have a plan. So I'm quite looking forward to my newfound habit.
It's so funny because I'm going to join you in being more active on Instagram. I'm going to revamp my own old Instagram account, the Entrepreneur Suite. So I'm going to join you in that habit of posting more consistently to Instagram.
Yeah. So for anybody listening to this, what we'll do is we'll put our UpHub Instagram, because UpHub is, UpHub is really, it's what makes our hearts easy. We do it together, we love it. But kind of the Saskia Peters coaching, which was the Entrepreneur Suite, and Tamzin Hall coaching, both me and Saskia are very, very different, which is one of the reasons why we have the cash model split as it is, because the strategies and the habits are Saskia's absolute forte, and then for me the community and accountability. So our coaching kind of, it's poles apart, it's so different because it's what we're both really good at, but it brings us together and it aligns with UpHub. So it's really exciting. So what we'll do, anyway, I've digressed then a bit, but what I was going to say was we're going to put our Instagram handles in the comments to this, so you'll have our UpHub Instagram handle and you'll have our coaching Instagram handles. We'd love some follows. We'll be following you back from all of our accounts. So yeah, we'd appreciate some love, as this is going to be a new habit of ours.
Okay, so we've talked about the strategy and a habit. So you have your goal, you have your way of getting there. Now, that's not the only thing that you should do to make Q4 a success. That's something that I learned, that it's not only about strategy, not only about systems, it's actually about getting out there. That's where Tamzin shines. So Tamzin.
Yes, absolutely. And this is strategy and habits. I'm so lucky I've got a Saskia in my life to help me with those things, because the community and the accountability is really where I'm just like, this is my stuff. This is what sets my soul on fire. So in terms of the next call to how you can utilize the power of community and connections, that is one area that is absolutely going to up level your business for Q4. It's meeting people, it's networking, it's having a community behind you that believe in you. Because, me and Saskia met because I made a comment on Saskia's post that she put out. We, as in me and Saskia together, have got a fabulous business relationship with another coach. We run a mastermind for her because I made a comment and connected with her. So much happens when you just take a chance and just put yourself out there and build a community behind you. It's just, oh, I love it. It's game changing. I really,
it's really where the magic happens. And what's really important in there is telling your story. I know, so Tamzin is amazing with the community and accountability part. I myself, I really tend to be like, oh, I got an amazing idea and I need to make it perfect. And when it's ready to be launched into the world, I will. But that's often when you miss the boat and something else happens, and then, so actually telling your story, getting your product out there, getting your business out there, sharing it with others, getting feedback from them, just gauging a reaction. I know we agreed not to talk about the time that Tamzin came over to the Netherlands and everything. There's one story I want to share about that, which is really typical Tamzin. That could be its own category here on the show. Typical Tamzin. And I went to pick her up on the airport, and when I saw her, she said, "Saskia, the weirdest thing happened. In the plane, I was sitting to someone who was a coach, who I knew via a friend, and we had a whole talk, the whole plane ride, about masterminds and coaching and how we could help each other, and how serendipitously but random it was, but still it's about making that connection."
Yeah, absolutely. I know people always laugh. So everybody always laughs at me because if I'm left alone for more than about 5 seconds, I end up talking to somebody. Like, they can go and leave me. My husband did this yesterday. He went off to do something with the dogs or our son or something. We were at a golf course and he came back to me and I'm having a conversation with someone else. And he's just like, for goodness sake, honestly, every time I can't leave you alone for 5 minutes. And no, just reaching out to people, saying hello, sparking a conversation could absolutely be the start of something magical. But also for your quarter four in business, if you have a support network who is there for you unconditionally, no selling, no trying to pitch their offer or get you to buy from them. I'm talking about a community who is there to support you, cheerlead you, advise you, be your best friend, your advocate, be the people that challenge you, question what you're doing, all of that great stuff. You will have the best quarter four or the best quarter that you've had. Put a community behind you. It's so important.
And this could be
Because
a community, it could be, your own community. It could
yeah,
be a Facebook group, could be a LinkedIn group.
absolutely.
We pride ourselves with our UpHub community because we have this culture of helping each other and lifting each other up and just growing together, being annoyed by the challenges that we have, but also sharing your wins, sharing your failures, sharing your frustrations, the whole thing.
And then that moves on nicely to accountability. So the A part of our C.A.S.H model, which is accountability, is I would not be where I am today if I didn't have Saskia holding me accountable, making sure I'm going to do stuff, to the extent that over the last couple of weeks I have put off recording a video. I wanted to record a video and send it out, and I put it off. Saskia, she said, "That's enough, Tamzin, that's enough. You're doing it." So she set up a StreamYard, she hit record, and I did it. She's like, "You're just going to do it," and I did it.
We're just gonna do it now, even if it sucks. Doesn't matter. We're gonna do it now. And the funny thing is, up front, you were like, but I'm not ready yet. But the moment we hit record, it was like, you knew what you wanted to say, and it was great. And maybe it wasn't perfect, but you had that action over the getting it perfect.
Yes, absolutely. And so if you are going to make the best of quarter four, having somebody that is going to hold you accountable is so important, because the best accountability buddies, the best accountability network and support system, they check in with you every single week. They know what you said you were going to do last week. They know if that's not the first time they've heard an excuse, and they make sure you do it, because they know that that is the only way that you are going to move forward, is by getting this stuff done. So that's that. Accountability to me comes in really nicely from community.
It's so funny because you say I keep you accountable, but I remember we had our Monday morning call this morning. We always have a call on Monday morning to just start off the week on the right note. And Tamzin started with, "Let's do some accountability," and I initially was like,
I can see her screaming like, "Oh no!" But yes, we're going to do it.
Yeah. I was like, yes. Oh wait, but I did the things I was supposed to have to do.
Right, because that also happens. We are so good at saying, "I haven't achieved, I haven't done." I had a coaching client last week who came on the call and said, "Oh, Tams, I've had such a bad week. I haven't done this, I haven't done that, I haven't done that." But actually, what she had done was absolutely fabulous, and she'd forgotten it. So actually, by having that accountability time, you will see not what you haven't done, but actually also how far you have come. So accountability, to me, is so important, which is one of the reasons why it's one of our C.A.S.H pillars.
Now, we have a bonus tip as well, so something outside of our C.A.S.H model, which is something that's not often talked about, but it's also crucial to actually share it with each other. And that's also, when you're looking at your last quarter, at your last year, at where you're coming from, what went well, but what didn't go so well, and what can you learn from that? How can you learn from your mistakes? How can you learn from the things that you say afterwards? Well, that wasn't going how I expected to go. How can I improve and make sure that next time I will take the next step beyond?
Because let's be honest, if we don't learn from what either has or hasn't worked, we're not going to be able to move forward. And nothing's perfect. Nothing in life is perfect. So I'm sorry to all those perfectionists out there, but nothing is perfect, and that's okay. So I think it's time that we start to address our failings and what hasn't worked in the past and help each other move forward. Don't you think, Saskia?
Yes, absolutely. So with that in mind, Tamzin and I made a special webinar about the 4 ways that we effed up our businesses. There may be more, but we wanted to zone in on the 4 ways that we got in our own way, that we self-sabotaged our businesses, and how we overcame them. And we're going to share 4 key takeaways as well. So not just, it's not going to be the big failure show, but we're also going to share 4 key takeaways that we've learned from it so that you don't have to make the same mistakes that we did.
Yes. So our webinar, 4 ways we effed up our business, is available for you now. You can download it. We will make sure that everything is put in the show notes for this show. Take it, grab it, use it. There's also going to be, or there also is, a PDF that will be sent out to you as well. We've put the link to UpHub Mastermind below. But just take it. We've created it. We've made it so that you can learn from the ways that we've effed up our business, so you don't have to waste any more time on effing up anything in your business. So this is from you, from us to you, with all the love and support in the world.
And make sure that in the comments, let us know 1 way that you effed up your business. Could be a big way, could be a small way. Share it in the comments so that not only Tamzin and I, but also our other viewers see like, hey, I am not alone in this. This happens. We can learn from each other here.
Absolutely. And I know we're quite tight for time now, but just wanted to say, the Instagram, and this is one of the reasons why I'm not an Instagram fan, but Instagram is all about picture perfect businesses, perfect people, picture perfect. That isn't real life. That is not real life. Real life, we do F things up, we get things wrong. And it's how we learn from that, is how we move forward. So raw honesty in our webinar. We are laying bare all. We are sharing with you. We hope you enjoy it. And we also hope you take some really good takeaways from it.
Well, it was lovely being here today again. We'll see you all again next week.
Yeah.
Until then, have a good week.
See you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.